What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the Double M Show. It's Tuesday evening. You guys know who you spend your double M's with. You got the man to the left, Mr. Mike Nice is in the building as always. What's going on, man? It's DJ Mees, and we got finally during this pandemic, we can talk some sports, man.
Sports is back.
We can talk some sports, and listen, we've been talking sports, but it's no longer hypothetical.
Oh, it's here.
It's here, and it's different. It's here, but it's different. And we're gonna break down what we think is going on right now with the major leagues in sports. The baseball, soccer, hockey, basketball, football. During this pandemic time, what's working, what's not working, questions that we have. I know that you guys probably have plenty of questions too. So we're going to get to all of that and more because that's what we do here on Double M. But first and foremost, Mr. Mike Nice, how are you, man?
Trying to survive this heat wave, man. I'm telling you,
hot.
This heat wave, these last couple of days, it's been, I can't even talk, man.
It's hot.
You're hot. You're sweaty. You don't want to move. Couple steps you take, you dripping sweat. You want to shower every minute because you just want a nice cold shower. But we surviving.
Somehow, some way,
we surviving, man.
We still here. During the heat wave and all. But that's the summertime, man.
It's what to be expected.
In the wintertime, we complain that it's too cold. In the summer, we complain that it's too hot. We can never be happy. But we are here, man. Mr. Mike, can you let us know what's on the playlist?
On the playlist here tonight on the Double M Show, obviously, like Marv was talking about a few minutes ago, sports is back. Basketball, the NBA is underway. Baseball is underway. Football seems to be getting close to kicking things off. The NHL is right around the corner as well. Sports is doing everything they can to return to our everyday lives in some kind of way, shape, form, capacity. They're trying to make it happen. But that doesn't change the fact that we're still living in a time where this pandemic, this COVID-19 is still running wild. And, while sports is trying to get started, it's still affecting the world of sports like most people figured it would. But we'll dive into that more as well. Also, if you guys have been paying attention to the entertainment world, the music world, Versuz battles have taken over IG. Every time they put two artists together, people are tuned in, locked in to see, these different artists come together and, battle each other with their songs and their features, all different types of music. So, we're going to talk about the different battles we've seen, maybe battles upcoming, maybe dream matchups that we'd like to see. We're going to have that conversation as well. Also, one artist who has been in the media a lot lately, Tory Lanez, who during this whole pandemic time, he was hot for a minute. He was hot. He was the guy. Him on IG quarantine radio. He also did a live concert on YouTube. But it all came crashing down for him recently, and an incident that took place with him and another artist, Megg the Stallion and whatnot. We're gonna dive into that story as well because this guy Tory Lanez. When I tell you during these last couple of months, there's one name that was out there a lot that everybody was talking about. It was Tory Lanez, but they're talking about that man in a different fashion right now. But we're going to get into all of that plus more. You know how we do here on the Double M Show. We always want your input, your topics, your conversation. We are live on Facebook. We are on IG. We are live on YouTube. So wherever you're watching us from, again, we want to hear from you. Join the conversation per usual.
Yeah, so let's get to the top of the news, man. Top of the news right now. Number one thing that's been trending for the day in the sports world is players are opting out in the NFL. Players have the opportunity right now to decide if they don't want to play. They opt out of their contract and say, hey, you guys take my salary, whatever. I do not want to be involved in the NFL this year due to COVID-19. And so I believe the number might be up to 19 now. Earlier it was 10, but the number might be up to 19 athletes have come out and have opted out. Last night when I went to bed, the news was Marcus Cannon. Marcus Cannon opted out and he was leaving. And I said, "Dang!" I even tweeted, "Whoa! Like that's gonna be huge, losing an offensive lineman like Marcus Cannon." Wake up the next morning, and it's just a list of
names start dropping.
The names start dropping, and the headliner of it all is Dante Hightower, of course, the 3-time Super Bowl champion, the anchor of your defense. Just this past week, we were talking about the Patriots on our Patriots Roundtable show, and I was just saying how optimistic I am about the linebacking core with Hightower being the one to lead the youngsters. Now Hightower's out, including 5 other players for the New England Patriots, which is, I mean, they have a high number of players that left compared to every other team. And so definitely want to get your thoughts on that, Mike. Your first reactions when you heard about Cannon and Hightower opting out of their contract.
A couple of guys, Cannon, Hightower, Patrick Chung. You know, there might be a couple of guys who are even on the fence who have not made a decision yet, but are leaning one way or leaning the other way. You know, from the sports side of it, from the fan side of it, you're seeing these players, you know, opt out of the season, you know, players on your favorite teams and whatnot. And from the sports side of it, like, damn, you know, we're not going to see Hightower this season. Damn, we're not going to see Patrick Chung this season. We're not going to see some of these guys that we're used to seeing suit up for the Patriots these last couple of seasons. And key guys, Cannon is a key guy on that offensive line. Dante Hightower is probably the leader of the defense. You know, it's going to be weird just having them opt out and not playing the season. But there's a virus out there that is affecting people in different ways. You know, I'm pretty sure, I didn't see the statement that Dante Hightower dropped, but he just had a child.
Yeah.
And he's not trying to risk anything with his child, his family. Understand when it's the case with a lot of these players. You know, they have their families, young children, you know, newborns, you know, checking in on their parents or their grandparents or something. Like, they want to be with their families. And these athletes are putting, you know, their health and safety of themselves and their families above playing a sport. Now, not to say that other guys who are not opting out, you know, don't care about their families or their home situations. I'm not saying that at all. Everybody's situation is different. If you're in a situation where you know you can go play and you feel you're comfortable in doing so and you can be safe with, you know, by all means, make your own decision. It's your life. Do what you want. But then there's also players out there who feel, you know, they don't want to jeopardize the health and safety of themselves and people around them. So, you know, I look at Hightower and Patrick Chung and these guys and Cannon and a couple other guys opting out. I hold no ill will towards them. And any other player, whether it be on one of my favorite teams or any other team in the league, if you want to opt out of the season because, you know, you're worried about different things in your personal life, I'm not going to hold nothing against you. I don't care if it was the star player. I don't care if, you know, Edelman came out right now and said he chooses not to play. I'm not going to hold that against him because this is the real world we're living in. Sports is great. Sports is great to watch. It's great to play. But, you know, your life and your livelihood and your loved ones come before all of that. Yes, I understand, you know, it's the way you make your money and whatnot, but, like, you know, you're going to worry about yourself and the people you love around you and different things before the sport.
Yeah, I mean, they're humans first before they are athletes. You know, Jay bringing up that, you know, Cannon, a cancer survivor. You know, we hear about, you know, how if you have any type, if you had any type of chronic illnesses, this virus is something not to play with.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, obviously, as a New England Patriot fan, that you're losing some of your favorite players. Derek mentioned you're losing 3 starters, but it's not important right now. Mm-hmm. None of it's important. We all want sports, but we don't need sports.
That's the line right there. That's the line right there.
We want it, but we don't need it. And if I wonder, and I don't know if this goes hand in hand, but it makes me think. Couple days prior, Marlins, the baseball team, Miami Marlins, has a COVID breakout.
Like their whole team has that.
I wonder if that influenced some players in the NFL to say, "Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all set."
I think so. I
wonder if those two go hand in hand. I wonder if Miami Marlins situation didn't happen. I wonder if there's still 19 players as of right now that have opted out of the contract. Just something that, it makes sense. It really makes sense because as of right now, the NFL still has no plan for what they want to do with this season.
All they have right now is, we're going to test players.
That is it.
That's it.
There's no plan whatsoever. And we're seeing what's happening to the MLB. I know we're jumping different subjects, but all of these go hand in hand. We see what's happening in MLB right now. And it's looking real spooky.
Yeah.
It's looking real spooky for the MLB. I mean, I know it's just one team, but we don't know how many places or people that affects going forward. And we're going to find out as more information comes out. But the season just started. We're talking about opening day they canceled. The season just started. How the hell does the MLB plan on traveling state to state, city to city during a pandemic, while the virus is hot right now? How is that possible? Let's get to some of the comments. Jay says, let's be real, NFL don't stand a chance. If you're not in a bubble like NBA, MLS, NHL, you don't have a chance. NFL players are really dumb.
My whole thinking, especially these last couple of days, is MLB has gotten underway, and NFL is really starting to ramp up there, getting close to the season. It's like, do you really think a regular season of traveling around city to city, staying at different hotels, team got to eat maybe at different restaurants or food delivered, like, do you think it's just gonna work like that? Like, don't get me wrong. I look at the NBA bubble sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, they're living in a kind of stupid situation. Like, bubble, they're kind of trapped inside this bubble. But in terms of sports, NBA is smart as hell. They have their players in this bubble where, they can't go anywhere. Players have agreed to it and went there. And that's how they plan on keeping it safe. Whereas the MLB is just like, look, we started the season, Yankees, you go face Philadelphia, you go to San Francisco, Angels,
and
Milwaukee, and they just plan on teams just traveling left and right, doing things like it's regular times right now. And it seems as if the NFL is doing the same thing. That's their plan, to have, teams go across the country, face different teams. I'm not too sure about their plan, but I think the NHL is doing something similar to a bubble. I think
they are.
Okay.
Yep.
But in terms of the MLB and NFL, just having your players and teams just travel across the country, especially knowing that there's certain states that are hot right now. Texas, Florida, California, to a certain extent, hot spots. But they plan on just having everything. We're going to test our players, if they have it, temperatures up, go home, quarantine. It's more than that.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
And it's crazy. Roger Goodell's seeing all of this news, and there's nothing coming out. There's no word coming out said, okay, we see what's happening, and this is our plan moving forward. And so you can understand why players are skeptical. Players don't know what to do. The McCourty brothers, they've been on the pod. They have their own podcast now, and they've been very skeptical about the season going on, and they're seeing players going out and they're traveling, working out in Los Angeles, then working out in Atlanta, then working out this. Like, yo, people are out living their lives, and then you expect us to all meet up again in August, and it's gonna be business as usual. Like, a locker room breakout is bound to happen. It's bound to happen. And just because those 19 players left for family issues or family reasons, like Hightower, his newborn baby, there's a bunch of players who have newborn babies but need to play. because they need to make ends meet. And so now they have they would love to be in high time situation or love to be able to opt out and take care of it. But hey, I gotta work. I gotta find some way to make some money for my family, and now I gotta sacrifice. Hopefully hoping that the NFL has some type of plan for me that I'll be safe during this time, and nothing's coming out. So you can understand why a lot of people, players, are very skeptical about what's going on.
We have in the comments. I see a lot of comments coming in on YouTube.
So Dirk said, what would help the NFL is that if they play once a week compared to MLB, who plays every day and travel every day.
I guess they play on Sunday and then they can go back to separation at some.
What are you doing the other 6 days? Like you
got to practice and work out and do different
right,
things.
and you got to force them to stay in one spot. Then, even if it's just once a week, you're traveling once a week, or you're only traveling 8 times out of the 16 weeks or whatever. You have to find there's 6 other days where you need to find a way to just be quarantined and not go anywhere. I don't know if you have to have them stick into one hotel and have it be their own little bubble, like the New England Patriots have to be stuck in Foxborough in this hotel and just for them, and they can't go visit family. They can't go out. Every city has that their little location where this is your mini bubble, and the only time you leave is when we are traveling to play another team, and that sucks. That's horrible, but that's the only way right now. Just thinking out loud, but I see it makes sense.
No, that makes sense because if you think about it, most of these stadiums, and not just NFL, but most stadiums for major league teams and whatnot, they have hotels either next to the stadium, not too far, because they know when traveling teams come in, that's where they need to stay. So I'm thinking of Foxborough. I'm sure there's a hotel out there next in Foxborough where people stay when they come out to the games or whatnot, or for the other teams stay. I'm not too sure. But those coast hotels and whatnot, those need to be the bubble for teams. Sunday, you go out and travel, or Monday night, or whenever your game is, you go out and travel. Game's done, you come back, you have to stay in that hotel. You go to the facilities to practice and work out and whatnot, and you stay your ass in the hotel. That has to be it. Again, like you said, Marv, that sucks. Because you think about it, you play a game on Sunday, you have the rest of the week you got practice, you get days off, but you go see your family. Yeah, maybe you want to go to Magic City for one night and get some chicken like my man Lou will. Maybe you want to, but in this time, if the NFL wants to work that plan, not saying that we got all the answers right here, but that's a plan that seems like it could possibly work.
Yeah, like I said, this is just thinking out loud right now. We don't have the answers, but I don't see it working. Dirk's talking about he personally doesn't see the NFL playing a full season, especially with people talking about that there's going to be a third wave. So I'm guessing you're calling this the second wave of what's happening right now. But yeah, once fall starts, we all can predict that fall's about to be nuts. Kids going back to school, people getting sick off of the common cold or the flu and things like fall's about to be another crazy event in here, and then you expect football to be happening. I don't even think MLB's gonna last a month if they don't change. I mean, they still got time. They can take a week off and try to revamp whatever they're doing and try to do some type of bubble, but
it's too late. I mean, they'd have to put a pause on everything they're doing and then
They have to. There's already a team that broke out.
Games getting canceled left and right. Players on teams refusing to travel to certain places to play. Like
MLB has to do something. If they want to save the season, take the week off. Shut everything down. Okay, let's figure out if we can do some sort of bubble as well. If not, MLB's not making it till September.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, and we're still somewhat skeptical about even if can the NBA last.
Yeah, NBA might not. NBA is going to happen till October.
And you already got situations that players are stepping out the bubble. They're calling it family emergency sometimes, but you don't necessarily know what they're stepping out the bubble to do. Not saying that people or players are lying about family emergencies or whatnot, but Nobody wants to be trapped anywhere like that for an extended period of time. I don't care what kind of fun pools and golf course and arcades and whatnot that the NBA bubble has. You got your family, your friends, maybe you got a girl or something outside that you want to see and you can't. Like, it's tough. And I think I saw a comment from my brother Jay saying the MLB proposed having something similar to a bubble, but the players' union voted against it. That doesn't make sense to me if that's true.
And then they don't want a season. I mean, I understand playing it. I understand not wanting to be in a bubble because, like we said, this is not ideal. It's not ideal locations, and Disney World's already taken. So where you place?
Isn't it Disney World, Disneyland in California?
Disneyland, yeah, hot spots. Everywhere's a
Florida's a hot spot. They right down there.
Yeah, that's crazy too. It's crazy that the NBA is playing in Florida.
It's, again, obviously I said this maybe on the last show. I don't remember when I said this, but as a fan, if sports is going to be on TV, I shall watch. Like, I'm not going to turn away from sports. I'm going to see Celtics or Patriots or Red Sox on TV. I'm going to turn the TV on and I'm going to sit on my couch. You see right here, and I'm going to watch. But if they need to be shut down, I promise you won't hear a complaint out of me. I don't care how far my team is gone or what position they're in or how good their shortened season or restart or whatever is going. It doesn't matter to me. If sports has to stop right now, you won't get a peep out of me because there's bigger things going on. Yes, I'm a fan at heart, so I'm going to watch. But safety of these people, these human beings just like me, comes first. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like we said, MLB right now, we're skeptical. So my brother, people saying they don't think MLB season is going to last. People don't even think that the NFL season should start. And then, NBA right now, they're getting through these little exhibition games. So far, so good, I guess. But still a lot of time left. I mean, it's we're hoping for the best, though. I think all around we're hoping for the best. Not just saying we're hoping for the best for these sports season to happen. We're hoping for the best in terms of, a cure can come out, or vaccine, something that doesn't let this virus affect livelihoods.
Yeah. This is crazy, man. It's crazy how far we've come from March to now. We're almost in August.
It's about to be August.
And we're talking about the same, like nothing has changed with the virus. The virus is still out there, and we're trying to move on. We're trying to progress, but there's no answer still. There's no cure out there. There's nothing that we can tangibly hold to. So we can only, like you said, man, hope for the best. NFL right now, I'm with you, Mike. There should not be an NFL season. We're talking about a league that has the most players on a team.
Yeah, they couldn't. NFL cannot do a bubble, even if they tried.
And then you're talking about coaching staff,
another 20 plus.
Then
people.
You're talking about the trainers, like equipment managers. And the NFL has football in itself carries so much.
Yeah.
So for one team, you're talking about 100 to 150 people. 100 to 150 people per team. And then how do you contain that within itself? If the ball boy gets COVID, he could easily pass it on to anybody on the team. Easily can pass it on to anybody. There's so many people that are accounted for when it comes to this. And then you're talking about the media team, because this is a business at the end of the day. How many media team per person? And it gets to be too much. The NFL, I understand, it's $1 billion company. It can't happen right now. It just can't happen. I said the same thing about the NBA. It shouldn't happen. There's too much at risk. And I'm going to say the same thing about the NFL. MLB was the one, and look how wrong I was. MLB was the one sport, And I'm not even a huge fan of MLB. It was the one sport I was advocating for. Is like, if there's a sport that does a lot of social distancing, it's excuse me.
We thought MLB could work, man.
It's MLB.
We were wrong because they've only played maybe 3-4 teams have only played maybe 3-4 games, and bam, whole team. I'm talking they have 18-19 cases on the team. 18-19 cases of players or coaches, whoever, have tested positive for corona. So like, and then you got other teams like, oh, they got it. We ain't facing them. We're not going good. We're not going over there. So now your whole schedule's getting thrown off. Teams not playing certain number of games. Like, you got to reschedule games. A lot. It's a lot, man. It really is a lot.
So, yep, we're talking about the baseball team scare right now. Now, I have faith because everybody's going to want to praise their wins and fist bump and all of that. So she never had faith because everybody was going to praise and, you know, fist bump. And yeah, that's another thing, too. Like, once you're on the team, you're gonna high five your players. You're gonna want to celebrate.
Contact
and
is gonna be made.
Even though baseball, there shouldn't need to be any contact. You see the players hugging and high fiving, fist bumping, and all of that stuff, which they should really say, "Hey guys," especially that we're being televised. Do your best to not really touch. It's not a contact sport, so do your best not to, like, you know.
We're talking about how people have played a sport, how they have been around teammates and coaches for years, their careers. All they know is how to play and be one way. That's all they know. Now you have a sport where, like, granted, NBA is working now. They got their bubble thing, but even watching, if you've seen some of these scrimmage games, they got these dudes. The benches just look weird. The way they got the players sitting on the benches,
and then like, the chop ass coaches got to wear masks, but the coaches have to wear
even
masks.
That doesn't make sense to me because they're all down in the bubble. So why do they have to wear masks sitting on the bench anyway if they're all already down in the bubble?
Getting tested every day,
and you're getting tested every day. You know, I know the whole thing right now is, oh, wear your mask. But if you're in the bubble and you're getting tested, I don't understand why you have to wear your mask. I don't know. You know, people want to be extra safe. I'm not gonna knock anybody for wearing or not wearing their mask. Like, but again, it's just interesting. And you know, I'm always one to say, I've said this plenty of times. You know, different people I talk to. You know, I absolutely hate the view of seeing people wearing masks. And when I say that, I don't mean it as, you know, oh, I know how we're living right now with COVID, and you know, I don't. People shouldn't wear masks. I say it as the visual sight of just seeing society and people walking down the street or in stores wearing masks I just can't stand it. You know, and it hurts me to know that we have to do that because of the times we're living in. You know, it sickens me to see, like, damn, you know, it's just beautiful people walking this earth and you can't see their face because they have to wear a mask because of the times we're living in. And on top of that, you're talking about sports. Again, we're just talking about players can't high five, give a handshake, a hug because of social distancing and whatnot. Like baseball, one of the things that happen in baseball all the time is when a wrong call is made by umpire, and sometimes the manager wants to get out the dugout and go yell in the umpire's face. I saw a video the other day where manager was coming out the dugout. You basically, hold on, give me a minute. Put his mask on. And then the umpire said, oh, you coming for me? You coming for me? Give me a minute. Put his mask. Like
it's where we're at right now. That's what a lot of the comments are saying. Jay said in response to the coaches wearing masks, I think it's just to present that they're being extra safe to the public and that they're doing everything right. I agree with you, Jay, with that comment. We have here, Kat agrees with you about just the presentation, the visual.
Yeah, the mask, man. It's just not a pretty sight for society.
This is where we're at. Yeah, I mean, you gotta wear a mask.
It's understandable.
You gotta wear a mask.
It's understandable.
Keep everybody safe. Keep yourself safe. You have to wear a mask. And visually, NBA's got to show the world, and everywhere else got to show the world, like, hey, we are taking this as serious as possible. I mean, they damn near suspended Lou Wills for 2 games. They're not going to call it a suspension, but they suspended him for 2 games because the man wanted some chicken wings. At first, when I heard the story, I thought it was BS. I really thought he was really out there. But as I really looked into it and seeing that he's really a fan of those chicken wings at Magic City, I believed him. I believe him. It's just dumb because Lou, just get someone else to get the wings for you. Don't be seen at Magic City. Don't be seen at Magic City. Get someone else to get your wings. And it could be a non-story. Hopefully he takes a test and he's negative and it's just something to laugh about. But you just gotta get somebody else to get your wings.
Yeah, that story is unfortunate, because NBA is requiring him to quarantine or whatever for a certain amount of days. He's gonna miss the first 2 games of the Clippers, seeding games. But sports, man, they're trying it,
So let's talk about the sports that we have seen, so there has been some baseball out there. There has been some basketball scrimmages. Visually, how does it look to you when you're watching these games?
Well, I mean, you talking about like the quality of play?
Just how did you feel watching these games?
From a sports side, not thinking of anything else happening in the world, it is a beautiful thing to watch your favorite sports happen by some of your favorite athletes. Like, I'm a Celtics fan. To see the Celtics and Tatum, Jaylen Brown, see them guys back on the court, felt good. It felt good to watch it.
This goes out to the listeners as well. If you've watched any of the sports, how did it make you feel visually? How did it look to you? What did you like, not like, etc.?
I mean, in baseball, same thing. Red Sox, I'm not going to talk about their play right now because they suck. But it's good to watch Red Sox baseball at Fenway Park. Obviously in baseball, these stadiums are completely empty, which is weird. It's weird. They show the pan the camera around and it's just empty seats. These guys are playing the sport and nobody's there watching. That's weird for sure. Basketball, I mean, if you follow the NBA, you watch Summer League and whatnot, it's a glorified Summer League right now. That's exactly what it looks like. The only people there is, the players, coaches, maybe a few media people. I don't know, but it just looks like a glorified Summer League. That's the only 2 sports we have. Well, those are the only 2 sports I watch. Other sports are taking place. My dad loves to watch cricket. Cricket is happening right now. I know there's soccer leagues happening right now. Pretty sure golf is taking place right now. Sports is being played, especially some of these sports have a long layoff. The quality of play could be good or bad. It's from a sports side, it's good to watch it again. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah, it's weird watching basketball. One, I hate squeaks.
You don't like hearing the sneakers squeak?
Squeaks. So like
that's all we hear.
That's all you hear. That's all you hear up and down the court, and it's very annoying.
I don't even hear it. I don't understand.
Well, now next time you watch it's gonna bother you.
Yeah.
It's gonna sorry. I hate the squeaks, but it's just weird. Like you see a player do a crazy move in a big dunk. And then you don't hear anything. You don't hear the crowd. You don't hear the momentum from it. Sometimes in NBA crowds and in all sports, really, the crowd provides momentum. Yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see where momentum and like when you see a 20-2 run in the NBA, the crowd is going nuts.
You hit a big shot. Players are signaling to the crowd, doing different things.
The crowd's going nuts, and you have that adrenaline.
Yeah,
you see players have that. So it's going to be interesting. I'm trying to see where players really going to get adrenaline from and really go because
benches got to be hype.
Yeah, the benches are hype. You can see the benches trying to do a thing, but it's not the same. I haven't seen when I've been watching the games. It's just been. You're either playing well, you're either playing bad. It's not like you're going on crazy streaks or anything like that. Or I've seen a player just catch on fire. Once against the scrimmage, everyone's trying to get the feel of things and getting back to it. So, these 8 regular season seeding games that they're calling it are going to be, I'm going to pay attention to it and just see, get the feel of it. It's definitely different, and it's going to suck that's what the playoff games are going to look like.
It's not going to have the same intensity. I always say, oh, playoffs different, especially we're talking NBA specifically. That playoff atmosphere, playoff intensity. You know, teams don't really have a home court advantage. You know, it's going to be interesting. It's going to look like just a glorified summer league from now all the way till they get to the championship. You know, the finals. It's just going to look like a glorified summer league. Maybe is there a possibility that so NBA finals is going to be played in what, October?
Excuse me. Yeah.
And we're about to be in August right now. Is there? And there's no chance. I'm over here thinking optimistically, but like by October, they're in finals. You don't think they could add anybody to it? Nothing.
Not at all.
Not
what I would
right out the window.
That's gone. What I would like to know is, could players go to these games?
That's
scout.
That's one thing that should be able to happen.
That'd be cool.
Players on other teams who are staying in the bubble should be able to be in the stands. I think that should be allowed to happen because I'm during these scrimmage games, where the other players are sitting in their hotel rooms watching.
Yeah,
like why can't they? Why can't?
That'd be really cool.
Players should be able to be there
to see players going to different games. Like say, Celtics finished one series early, right? They swept their opponent 4-0, and they want to see their matchup.
That should be allowed.
They should be able to go as a team, and you could see the players in dress clothes, the street clothes, sitting down watching their opponents. That adds an extra little, you know.
They need to allow
something to it.
They need to allow.
Oh, okay. Marcus Smart is watching his opponent. And when the camera pans to the crowd and pans to the players and see their reaction, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be fun for players to see. You could get a lot of social media memes and interactions and have a lot of fun with that if you get players to watch these games.
And that should be allowed. That should have been allowed from the get-go. Like, I don't know, you know, we see the camera of the court and whatnot, and you only see, you know, the side where the players are and whatnot. I don't know what the other side looks like or whatnot.
And if you gotta be really strict with it, social distance the seats, put a mask on.
But I definitely feel as if all these teams are at the bubbles. You know, if I'm at the bubble, do I want to sit in my hotel room?
Or
do I want to go sit courtside at the game? I don't put my chair by itself in the corner. I don't care. I'd rather be there watching. I think that should be allowed, and I hope some player takes it upon themselves to do that and make that happen, or the NBA allows that something. Hope something happens where that's allowed.
If you have a day off, like, you should be able to go watch some playoff matchups.
Yeah. And in this day and age, all these players are friends with each other now. They all cool. They all boys. Go watch your boy on your other team play. You know, can Marcus Morris go to the game and watch Markieff Morris play? Drew Holiday and them dudes. All them Holiday brothers.
The Antetokounmpo brothers.
Brothers.
That would,
a couple of them could. I mean, they surely could go watch. Not like they playing much.
Come on, Mike. Come on, bro. They both playing for championship.
They all could go watch Giannis play.
They're both playing for championship teams.
Who's actually playing?
I saw. What's Alex Antetokounmpo?
Alex is in high school. It's Giannis, Thanos, and
who said Thanos?
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I mean, again, we'll continue watching and seeing how sports is gonna look. You know, from a fan side of it, it's good to see that it's back for sure. From a human standpoint, just a regular human standpoint, you know, hope for the best, pray for the best. That, you know, safety is key. Safety is the number one thing that we're all hoping and praying for.
Yeah, and by next week we'll see. I think real quick, just to wrap up our first topic, I think NFL players have till August 1st to opt out. I think that date should be moved back. I mean, you got a lot of players on the fence about this thing, and there's going to be more growing concern. I think players should have to maybe, like, I don't know, the end of training camp or something, like, to really understand it, whether they want to opt out or not. So hopefully they move that back. I don't think it's fair enough to just give them that quick of a deadline. But, you know, by next week we'll see if there's more players that opt out. Hopefully that's enough for the Patriots, because if we want to just talk about the Patriots real quick, That's a lot of turnaround they got to do.
Yeah, a lot of replacement players they need to call upon to fill in some voids with big name players going out.
Real quick, because we do got to move on, Mike. But Clowney, you take a shot at him with the free money.
Yes. Patriots got money. The guy's still out there. It seems the Patriots have a gift to swoop in and get somebody last minute or whatever. Go get Clowney. You know, not saying he's going to come in and be Hightower or be that leader that Hightower has been, but it's a big name. Obviously, he's a great talent. Got the money. If you can make it happen, go get him.
Cool. Agree with you. Jay giving us a live update. Both the Celtics and Red Sox getting beat up right now.
Not surprised.
Celtics playing the D squad and Red Sox.
So. I should pitch for the Red Sox, to be honest. But anyways, again, this is the Double M Show. We are live Facebook, IG, YouTube. You know, tell a friend to tell a friend. We are live right now. Spread the word. We are out here. We're gonna switch topics a little bit. Get to the second topic on the menu on the playlist for tonight. And I know a lot of you out there, just like Marv and I, we're hip to these versus battles that have been going on streaming live on IG. You know, everybody's been tuned in, bringing different artists together. Who are some of the versus battles we've seen? We've seen Snoop Dogg versus DMX. We've seen
Fab and
Jada. We've seen Kirk Franklin, Fred versus Fred Hammond, some gospel.
I didn't watch that one.
That one was very good. Very good. Fred Hammond versus Kirk Franklin was good. Who's the reggae artist we've seen? Beanie Man versus Bounty Killer.
Yep.
There's been a lot out there, and probably some that I'm missing from early on. Not too sure.
My favorite, Erykah Badu and Jill Scott.
Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. There was another one, some old heads, some producers.
Yes. Was it Teddy Riley?
Teddy Riley and Babyface?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I missed that one. But again, plenty of battles, versus battles.
I think Timberlake and Swizz started it off as well.
Yep. So, you know, and people tune in. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of live viewers watch these battles take place. I mean, yeah, they're called verses and battles, but, you know, it's just two artists, you know, playing some of their hits, you know, going back and forth. Nelly and Ludacris.
Oh, yeah. Fab and Jada, did we say that?
Fab and Jada. I think there was a T-Pain and Lil Jon.
There was.
I don't know if that was just them having fun or that was through verses.
There was.
But I remember seeing that. But yeah, a lot of guys and girls have taken part in these versus battles. I think the next one coming up is 2 Chainz versus Rick Ross.
I'm excited for that one, boy.
You know, let's put it out there right now for those who are watching. 2 Chainz versus Rick Ross. Who are you taking? Me, you know, I'm not one who could really sit here and with any artist other than maybe Michael Jackson. I can't really sit here and name off, oh, they got this hit song. My head don't work like that. But, you know, just thinking about those two guys and their body of work, I'm taking Rick Ross.
I think Rick Ross is going to go as the favorite. Like if there was a betting line,
yeah,
Rick Ross is the favorite. But I think 2 Chainz, people are gonna sit and be like, "Oh man, 2 Chainz got some hits." Like obviously Ross is gonna be the favorite and deserving, so he should go in as the favorite.
Yep.
But when you look at 2 Chainz from what he did from 2012 to 2020 in those 8 years, pre Duffel Bag Boys, which he probably will drop Duffel Bag Boys, but from 12 to 20. You're gonna be like, damn, Chainz dropped a lot of hits during that
Player
time.
Circle back. That was a Player Circle. That's what they call
Player Circle when he was Titty Boy. But people are gonna be shocked, be like, oh, okay, yeah, Chainz has some hits. Dirk 2 Chainz got the ratchet hits, and he does. But the thing is, too, like when you listen to 2 Chainz deep cuts, Chainz can rap. Like 2 Chainz is a really good rapper. Obviously, his ratchet hits are the ones that get the radio play and goes crazy. But Chainz could rap, and if you see that in these verses, they do a lot of like features.
Mm-hmm.
They play a lot of their own features at the end. When 2 Chainz gets into his feature bag, 2 Chainz gets busy too.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Like at first, when you look at it on paper, when you see Ross Chainz, like, oh, Ross easy, and I did the same thing. When you sit and think, it's like 2 Chainz gonna make it a battle. 2 Chainz gonna make it fun. I would have rather seen Rick Ross versus Young Jeezy personally, but I don't mind Rick Ross and 2 Chainz. It's starting to grow on me.
So I'm thinking, obviously we're looking forward to see that, and a lot of people tune in for that. But then, there's always a talk of dream matches out there, especially as these verses have continued to happen and take place. There's always oh man, I want to see this person versus that person next. This person, that person. We've had this conversation before, and I think a previous show, but one conversation that continues to pop off is Chris Brown versus Usher.
Yep.
People want to see that. I think Chris Brown recently came out with some kind of comments saying something along the lines of he's not going to partake in any versus battle because he's killing anybody off of features alone or something like that. So he got better things to do with his time than do a versus battle. Supposedly he has some comments along those lines. But people go back and forth about Chris Brown and Usher. That's a dream matchup that people would want to see. I was talking to my friends the other day. He was saying, Lil Wayne versus Drake or stuff like that. Who are some artists? These goes out to you, Marv. These goes out to everybody tuned in, watching. What are some dream matchups that you'd love to see take place?
Obviously, like we've said, Usher and Chris Brown.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
And
yes.
I said it to you. I don't know if I said it to the show, but I know I said it to you. If they're doing a versus, they can't just be playing the music.
They gotta dance.
they gotta dance. They gotta go at it. They gotta go at it. They gotta do the whole thing. Those are two of the most talented artists. Yeah. I want them to go at it. That'd be really fun. So another dream matchup. Lil Wayne and Drake is cool. That's not bad. I like that. If with Drake though, I don't know who. I'd rather see Wayne versus Eminem.
That's the conversation I came with my friends.
I like Wayne and Eminem. I think those guys mirror each other very well on a versus type matchup.
Yeah.
Who else?
I was thinking what female artist can go head to head with someone like Beyonce? Is there a female artist that can hang with Beyonce?
You would have to do Alicia Keys, but she get washed.
I said that, and Alicia Keys would get smacked bad.
You'd have to do
Alicia Keys would get smacked.
And she'd get washed. It wouldn't be fair for Beyonce. It didn't even matter if there was someone close. It wouldn't be fair. Beyonce is just way too.
That girl
she's different.
And I'm not even talking about Destiny's Child hits.
Beyonce is different.
Could you do a Destiny's Child versus?
Yes.
A Destiny's Child versus TLC.
That'd be great.
Woo! That would be fire.
That'd be great.
Destiny's Child versus TLC.
I've seen people put Bow Wow's name in the fire, and they want Bow Wow to do a versus.
Versus who?
But
Romeo?
Can't do Romeo because I can ask you guys right now to name me 3 Romeo songs, and no one
I
could
couldn't tell you one Romeo song. I could not.
But people are bringing up Bow Wow, just saying, like, giving him his respect. Those like Bow Wow doesn't get the credit
he deserves, because he's been around for a long time and he's had a lot of music come out, and he's had some hits. But obviously it's been years since he's done anything. But people, I think Bow Wow should do that. Obviously, he's gonna be singing. He's 30-something-year-old man gonna be out there doing verses songs of him singing when he was like 15, 13. But I mean, even when he dropped those songs, those were hits back in the day.
So Jay just brought up something.
Ooh, and Beyonce versus Rihanna.
You might be onto something.
Beyonce got a deeper bag. Rihanna got hits.
But the thing is, with the bag situation, all you need is 20 songs.
Oh, Rihanna got 20 hits.
Rihanna has that.
Oh, Rihanna's winning.
Personally,
man, that's tough.
Personally, for me,
that's tough.
I look through my library. I have a lot more
Rihanna songs than Beyonce. Yeah.
But I know. That'd be good. I know the obviously, if we're doing favorites like a betting line, Beyonce would come out the favorite with anybody. But Rihanna and Beyonce,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I want it. I want it.
Damn, that's
a
good.
good one.
That's a really good one. I'm taking Rihanna on that one. I've never been a huge Beyonce fan.
I'm never a big Beyonce, but I don't want the Beehive to come after me, so I'm gonna leave it at
hey,
that.
Beyonce's a great artist.
No
disrespect to Beyonce. She's a good artist. Is she one of my favorites? Not really, but she's
trying
still
to keep my podcast, please.
Oh man, I'm trying to.
Oh, that's a really good one.
What
else is a top artist that I would like to see here?
Kendrick, J. Cole. Is that an easy dub for Kendrick?
No,
not an easy dub.
It's not an easy dub. That would. I don't see them both. Versus doesn't fit neither of their personalities, so I don't see either of them.
You need artists that have the real entertainment side.
Yeah, I don't see either of them doing it, but that'd be. For hip hop fans, that would be great for hip hop.
Yeah,
that'd be great for hip hop.
I would love to see more group battles. Like we saw Jagged Edge's 112. That's another one that happened that I forgot to mention.
And the thing about these verses that are cool is the background stories. Like you hear in background stories of how this song got made, or how they did this and that. So the stories are really cool. Could anyone go up against Jay? I guess
Jay-Z?
Kanye would be the only comparable.
Jay-Z versus Kanye. Nas can't hang with Jay-Z?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's off of pure hits, Jay-Z. If we're doing 20s hits,
I
Jay-Z.
think Kanye would be better, just due to the fact that he has way more hits than Nas.
Drake versus Jay-Z.
I hear the Drake versus Jay-Z thing, but Drake and Jay are different eras. The thing about these verses are, for the most part, they're same eras.
Oh my
artists.
Goodness!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I've seen that floating around for a while.
Dark skin Michael Jackson versus light skin Michael Jackson. And then there's the
list of the songs, and it's hard. I saw the list. And the list is a force. It's hard to choose.
It's a draw. I can't choose.
It's hard. It's hard.
That just gave me an instant headache. That's a draw.
I've seen that floating around for a while now. Dark skin Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's tough. I couldn't even tell you. I can't choose. I'm on the fence.
People are wild for that.
That's crazy, but I'm on the fence. Imagine they did that like hologram form.
Stop it.
I'm okay.
Chill out.
Let me chill out.
That's chill out. Trying to look here.
Wow. I'm trying to think of another groups I'd like to see. It's another R&B group. We saw 112 versus Jagged Edge.
Boys to
Men versus Boys to Men versus New Edition. That's a good one. That is a good one. Boys to Men versus New Edition. I like that.
Not bad.
I'm taking. Oh man,
You gotta go with the city, bro.
Jeez, yeah, I gotta rock with the boys from the Bean.
You gotta rock with the city, my God.
Jesus, Boys to Men. Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
I'd like to see Music Soul Child go up against someone.
Music Soul Child versus who? Anthony Hamilton.
I like that.
Music Soul Child versus Anthony Hamilton.
That.
Whoo! Some dream matchups here, man.
What about what's that group that they created? Tank, Genuine, and
TGT.
TGT.
They're losing to anybody. That group, they got
not the group, but what if all three of them went at it?
Oh, triple threat match.
A triple threat match.
I'm taking. Some people might take
that. Would be good.
Part of me want to say Genuine, but I think Tank
has more.
I think Tank got more in it.
Tank has more. Genuine, he played those 3 songs that beat all 3 of them, and then I don't know what else he put out his bag.
Yeah, and Tyrese got some songs though.
Tyrese got some songs. No, it'd be fun.
That would be a good matchup.
It'd be a fun. But I think they still might have real life beef. So
yeah, they ain't been the same since that TGT broke up.
Those dudes were divas.
Yeah, I mean they tried, but it didn't last too long. You know, again, if you just tuning in, we talking about some dream matchups with these versus battles that have been taking place. We've seen so many happen over the last several weeks, months.
Could Mariah Carey go up against anyone?
Mariah Carey versus
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys. I'm taking
Alicia, but that'd be a very
that's
good
a good
matchup.
one. That's another good one. Because we're painting a picture, artist versus artist, group versus group, 20 hits.
20 hits.
So think of that artist and 20 possible hit songs that they've had over the course of their career versus somebody else. Mariah Carey versus Alicia Keys. That's a good one.
Could Vibes go up against anyone? Or is he just an automatic win against whoever?
There's other, reggae artists out there, but I don't know if anybody's touching Vibes with the hits.
I don't know, maybe.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Vibes Cartel face up to anyone, or is it an automatic?
You'd have to do like Egyptian versus like Popcorn or something like that.
Nah, Popcorn smack it. Popcorn smack it.
Egyptian.
Bro. Stop it.
I don't know, man. It's a lot of artists out there. If you have dream matchups that you could think of, please drop them in the comments. So we can debate. Just trying to think off the top of my head, artists that I could see going up against each other. I can't think of them because I'm trying to think of artists who got a long list of music that they could really use.
And we'll never see it, but Ja versus 50 would be fun.
That'd be fun. 50 Ja Rule would
Ja and 50 would be fun.
Ja Rule back in his heyday coming out with some songs.
And Ja drops some stuff and be like, oh, I forgot he was on that.
This is for everybody tuned in, you too, Marv. Name somebody that was in a group but then went solo and their career took off.
Justin Timberlake.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I'm trying to think who could go up against him.
Who could go up against Timberlake?
Yeah.
People want Usher and Timberlake if the Chris Brown won't work. Who else could go up against Timberlake?
Usher and Timberlake would be good. I'm trying to think who was on that.
Sean says Badu versus Jill Scott. Yeah, we spoke about that one. That was a real one. We're talking about dream matchups.
Matchups
of who we'd like to see.
Who would be good against Justin Timberlake? That's what I'm trying to think of. And I'm not too sure. I mean, easy ones are Usher, Chris Brown, Trey Songz. I don't think he's in there.
Bobby Brown.
Woo! I like that.
Bobby Brown.
Justin Timberlake versus Bobby Brown.
It's not the same era.
Not the same era. I think.
I just don't see how that looks.
Yeah. Nah.
Visually.
Nah. I'm trying to think, is there anybody who's in a group that went solo and had a good career? Justin Timberlake is like the poster boy for that. Was in a group, went solo, and his career really took off. Bobby Brown got to go up against like Johnny Gill or something. And Bobby Brown versus like
Justin's nice. Justin, if he's not going up against Usher, he has a fair chance against a lot of artists.
What about like, well, nah. Does Jamie Foxx have hits like that?
No. Not 20 deep. Not 20 deep.
Okay. Oh, man. Oh, see, my guy, one of my top R&B artists of all time is Brian McKnight.
Okay.
Who I think Brian McKnight beating anybody, but that's just my personal opinion. In terms of like real,
who's he facing?
I need a good opponent. I need a good opponent for Brian McKnight. That's my guy.
Their styles are different, but would you put Bobby and Brian together?
Try it out.
Brian and Bobby. That could possibly work. That's not far off the same different eras. There'd be a hell of stories.
All right, so you know we could keep it going with this conversation for sure. Dream matchups we'd like to see, but right now the up and coming matchup is what do we say?
2 Chainz and Rick Ross.
2 Chainz and Rick Ross. So everybody tune into that. Check it out. We'll discuss that after it happens on our next show for sure. But we got another topic we gotta dive into.
Yeah,
real quick.
Kind of serious topic.
And I want you to get into more detail because I think you have more information than I do. But break it down. Break it down for us.
So you explained it earlier, man. Tory Lanez. I think the news is out there now. Allegedly, most likely, it's been said out there that Tory Lanez has shot Megg the Stallion in the foot a couple of times. She's had surgeries on both feet.
Sheesh, both feet?
Yeah, man. Surgery on both feet.
Shooting her in the feet.
They were out together with Kris the Jenners, and guess Kris Jenner, Kate, I don't know her name, but one of the Jenner girls. They were out in the pool, whatever, and then something went down between Megg and Tory. Once again, I don't know if they're dating or whatever's happened, what's going on with them, but either way, something happened. Tory shot Megg in the foot. Tory got arrested. People are asking for him to be deported. No one's heard from Tory since. We don't know what's happened with him. We know that he got bail. Like Megg the Stallion's manager tweeting at Tory like, count your days.
Sheesh.
And it's not looking good, man. You're talking about a man shooting a woman point blank period. Like, uncalled for, unnecessary. I don't give a damn what was happening. I don't care if she was beating his ass. Megg the Stallion like 5'10". Tory Lanez, we come to find out, 5'3". I don't care what it was. The reports, she came out on IG and said she didn't even put her hands on him, whatever, but I don't care what happened. There's no scenario. It's a grown-ass man that you have a pistol and you're shooting at a woman. Like, in what world is that okay? In the environment that we are in right now, where we're constantly talking about how we need to protect our women at all times, here comes Tory wilding out, allegedly. It's sad. It's disappointing. It's really disappointing. Sean said, did she kick her? I don't know what he did. I don't know what she did.
Some kind of altercation had to have taken place.
I don't know what she did. And honestly, it doesn't really matter what she did. You can't shoot her. It gives me weird Chris Brown Rihanna vibes. There are a lot of things no one knew what happened. Then the pictures come out that he beat. It's not good. It's not good. Tory, this dude was on top of the world.
Top of the world these last couple months.
What was the thing called?
Quarantine radio.
I was about to say pandemic radio. Quarantine radio was the hottest thing. Him and Megg were out all together all the time on IG and everything like that. So I don't know where shit went wrong, but it went wrong, and it's unfortunate to see that, especially from two stars. Like, these are two stars in the game right now, at their highest right now. Megg is on fire. Tory was on fire. And to see this happening right now it's disappointing.
Yeah, again, me personally, I don't know all the details to the story. I'm getting some here from Marv as he's talking about it now. I've been a Tory Lanez fan for a while now. I think he's come out with good quality music, over the last couple of years since he's been out. But yeah, this story's wild. When you got a gun in your hand and you're aiming to shoot at somebody, chances are there's a possibility of killing that person.
Yep.
When you're shooting at somebody. Don't matter where you shoot them at, like, there's always a chance, a possibility that person can lose their life. And whatever the situation was, how it unfolded, the fact that Tory Lanez needed to, get a gun to shoot at Meg Thee Stallion, if that's what happened, if that's what took place, that's a wild situation and story. And, you know, again, like I said, he could have possibly killed her. Or if it wasn't him shooting at him, again, whatever the story is, she could be dead because she got shot at or was shot. And, if that was the case, you know, thankfully, you know, no one's life was lost, but the story could have been taking a crazy turn and conversation would be very different right now. But fact still remains, whatever the situation it's ugly and it's unfolded very, very badly. And all arrows point to it looking like, you know, Tory Lanez is just the guy who was at fault, at blame for things possibly escalating the way it did. You know, again, I don't know the full details, but you know, if the details that are out right now that Tory Lanez
shot her, like it's pretty obvious.
Tory Lanez shot.
Don't know what led to it.
His career, like you just said it. Chris Brown kind of Rihanna vibes the situation. It's similar to that, and now you taking it to a whole different level. You're talking about a gun and shooting somebody. So Tory Lanez, bro, it's not looking good for you, man. Again, you were just on top of the world. I'm talking about a guy who would go live on IG and have damn near 500,000 people watching his IG live. Again, like I said, he's dropped a lot of quality music over the years. People, you know, Tory Lanez is a household name at this point in time. But this situation, you talk about a plummet, a drop off, possibly killing your career.
Yeah, so Nate told me that Megg caught Tory flirting with the Jenner girl at the party, then things escalate. So I heard the same thing. That's the reports that are out there. They were all at a party. Either she was flirting with him, he was flirting with her. Maybe they were together or something like that. Megg violated, like rashed him, and then things
escalated to the point where you needed to get a gun and shoot at her.
Sean's saying she probably saw him in public. Like all of these things.
You have to get a gun, and I don't care if she rashed your life.
Bro, I don't
care
if she beat your ass.
Put a gun in your hand is a possibility. The chances of you taking her life
it's horrible.
Rises.
It's horrible.
If he hit her, not condoning him hitting her, that's one thing. But you talking about taking a gun and shooting at somebody. Like, whoa. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's bad. And what sucked about the whole situation was when the reports started to come out that, Tory could have shot Megg, there was a lot of memes, there was a lot of jokes, like, because no one really understood what was going on, which is not an excuse, but there was a lot of jokes going on, you know, guys like 50 Cent took advantage to crack jokes and do all these things, and it went viral. But like, you're talking about a woman who was in the hospital because she got shot at, which is not funny at all. You know, young girl, 23, 24 years old, on the top of, on the rise of her life, losing both her parents, doing nothing wrong, and didn't get shot at. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Just stuff we don't need in 2020 right now. We don't need in hip hop. Tory, I don't know. Nothing's come out from his camp or from him. It's been probably a little over a week now, but yeah, it's not good. It's not good for Tory.
You know, we'll wait to see if more details come out. And per usual here on Double M, as the details drop, we'll have it here for you so we can discuss some more. One quick topic that I want to bring up. It's kind of old, but, you know, we've been missing the action for a little bit, but I got to talk on it real quick. The definition of entanglement.
Oh, my God.
Is when you tangled in the sheets.
You know the lyrics to that?
Yo, that song is fire, Marv.
I listened to it again because when I first listened to it, you know, I was a little under the influence. I was like, okay, I listened to it again. That
definition
song sucks.
Of entanglement.
You're probably the only person that still listens to that song.
When you tangled in the sheets. Yo,
that song sucks.
I know it's old now. Nah, bro, the beat, sucks, bro. The beat. My man dropped the song. August Alsina dropped the song called Entanglement.
You know, no one talked about it 2 days later.
No one's talking about it anymore. I wanted to talk about it, but we didn't have a show before, I was definitely going to bring it up because I think it happened. Dude told me don't sing. It happened, and we're supposed to have a show. We didn't have this, but now that we're here, I got to bring it up, even though it's not even a topic anymore. But dude, August really tried to capitalize on that situation.
He tried. He added Rick Ross onto
Ross hopped on the track.
August, I'll say it, man, and I'm trying not to cuss. He's a
Come on, bro. PG-13 for the kids.
bozo.
My man trying to capitalize on the opportunity.
Bozo, and I hope somebody beats his ass. I hope he gets a nice ass whipping for like what are you doing, bro?
Trying to make money.
You're capitalizing
fame. 15 minutes of fame.
Like this dude was Jaden's boy. Now you're singing
about your boy's mom.
You're singing about your boy's mom, bro. Like that's not cool in no shape, form. That's not cool. The man is singing about your boy's mom
and what they did and all that stuff.
How the hell has Jaden not pulled up on him yet? I don't get it.
Jaden ain't about that life.
Then call Tyler.
Tyler.
Both of them, someone got to do something.
Hey. Definition of entanglement. Yeah, that song's crazy. The fact that he came out a song about the situation. I just think the song's catchy. Is it good that he came out singing about your boy's mom and Will Smith's wife? Like
no respect.
It's crazy.
No respect. It's I don't know, man.
Dude, Jay said August sounds like a hurt female.
Yeah, hey man, there's words I want to call him right now. There's words that I want to call him, and it's worse than hurt.
Yeah, I know what word you're thinking, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I just have to bring that up. Man, because that song is catchy. It's catchy.
Yeah, he's going to catch these hands. It's somewhat, I don't know. Will's taking it with grain. He's cracking little jokes here and there on IG.
We'll letting this slide.
You saw when he did the jump rope thing.
What'd he do?
Will did a video.
I saw the video. He cracked a joke or something about it.
So he did a video where he was like jump roping or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's this random dude. No one famous. Random dude like, hey, just don't be entangled. Don't get entangled or something like that. Will said, haha. No, that's funny. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm gonna block your ass. that was really funny. Yo, no, that was good. That was a good one. Well, I'm gonna still block you.
Oh my gosh.
Let me see real quick so I can read it to you if it's still there.
That's hilarious.
Had me
Will ain't standing for no jabs at him like that. Don't jab at Will.
Oh, please tell me it's still there.
I would love to. That's crazy.
So the kid goes, okay, don't get entangled. Crying face. Will goes, haha, okay, I can admit that's funny. I'm definitely gonna block you, but the joke was very funny.
Oh boy. Don't cross Willie from Philly, bro. Sheesh.
That's funny.
That dude, that little kid who said that comment ain't laughing no more. Sorry.
Probably is. You know how many people probably followed him after saying that?
That is true. Got a little notoriety after that.
Yeah, and Will Smith spoke to him.
Oh man.
Real quick, G says Jaden's from Canada. That's our cue, man.
Wow.
That is our cue. This is the Double M show.
Yeah.
This is what we do, man.
We
talk about location change coming soon.
That's
all I'm gonna say. Location change coming soon. Shout out to everybody who continues to support us during these quarantine times. It's not easy, but we appreciate all the love, all the support. We see y'all, and we appreciate y'all. Mr. Mike Nice.
You already know Facebook, IG, excuse me, YouTube. Yeah. Shout out to y'all.
We out of here.
Salute.